Hello, it's Victor the Dash. I hope you're having an amazing day so far. Today, I want to talk about how to handle the I don't have time to get started objection in network marketing. Now, one of the most common objections network marketers get from prospects is it sounds good, but I just don't have the time. Now, there are several ways you can handle this objection. The first is to simply ask a question. You say you don't have time to get started. How many hours do you think you would need to work a week doing this business? And very often you'll hear answers such as, well, 30 to 40 hours a week. And I just don't have 30 to 40 hours a week to spend working on this business. And then you can respond to them. Many people get started by working just 5 to 10 hours a week. They get started part time. And do you have 5 to 10 hours a week to spend to work on this business? And you will find that many of them will say, yes, I can spend 5 to 10 hours a week working this business. So that is one way to handle the objection. Another way is what's called understanding or feeling them. You could say, I understand how you feel. I feel you because I was in that same position myself when I first got started. I did not have a lot of time. But what I did was, wherever I had little pockets of time, I used those pockets of time to work on my business. So I had a 1 hour commute to work on the train. And while I was on that train, I would work on my business. During my lunch hour, I would work on my business. And on the train ride home, I would spend time working on my business. And then late in the evening, after I put the kids to bed, I would spend some time working on my business. So whenever I had some free time each and every day, I would spend working on my business. And over time, I was able to build a successful network marketing business. Another thing you can do with them is to ask them, well, you say you don't have a lot of time. If you did have the time, would you be ready to get started in this business? And very often they would say, if I had the time, yes, I love what I hear, I would be ready to get started. And then you can go over their schedule with them. So you say, let's go over how you spend your time each week. And then you can point out they work 8 hours a day, 5 days a week. That's 40 hours a week. They may spend an hour commuting to work each day and an hour commuting back home each day. That's 2 hours a day, 5 days a week, which is 10 hours. So 40 plus 10 is 50 hours. On average, they'll probably spend 8 hours a day sleeping. And 7 days a week, that's 56 hours. So 50 plus 56 is 106 hours that is being used up. Now, they might spend 3 hours a day with their spouse and their kids. And over 7 days in a week, that's 21 hours. So 106 plus 21 hours is 127 hours. Now there are 168 hours in a week. So if you subtract 127 from 168, you can point out to them they have 41 hours available to them in which they can find some time to work on their business. And when you point that out to them, they will say, you know what? I can find time to work on my business. I can find 10 to 20 hours a week to work on my business if I have 41 hours available to me. Another thing you can ask them is, you say you don't have a lot of time. How does that make you feel? And wait for them to answer. And very often they'll say, well, doesn't make me feel good. I hate the feeling. I don't like the fact that I don't have a lot of time. And then you can ask them, well, if you don't do anything different, in 2 years, will your situation be different? Will you have more time at the rate you're going right now? And they will say, probably not. I don't see things changing. And then you will point out to them, you are where you are at right now because of the decisions you made 2 or 3 years ago. And you will be where you are in 2 or 3 years from the decisions you make today. So if you want your situation to be different in a couple of years, if you want to have a better future, a better life, you need to change some of the things you are doing right now. So are you willing to make those changes? Are you willing to try a new opportunity? Spend 5 to 10 hours a week to have a better future. And when you put it to them like that, very often they'll say, you know what, you're right. If I don't do anything, nothing's going to change. So, yes, I will try out the network marketing opportunity. So, those are several ways to handle the I don't have time to get started objection. I hope you got a lot of value from this video. If you did, please subscribe to my channel below. This is Victor Didage signing off. Have yourself an amazing day. Take care.